14 Van Dorn vs. HON ROMILLO and Richard Upton. GR number L68470. October 8, 1985. Facts. Petitioner Alice Van Dorn is a citizen of the Philippines while private respondent Richard Upton is a citizen of the USA. They were married in Hong Kong in 1972 and begot 2 children. The parties were divorced in Nevada, USA in 1982. Alice has then remarried also in Nevada, this time to Theodore Van Dorn. In 1983, Richard filed suit against Alice in the RDC Pasay, stating that Alice's business in Ermita, Manila is conjugal property of the parties, and asking that Alice be ordered to render an accounting of that business, and that Richard be declared with right to manage the conjugal property. Alice moved to dismiss the case on the ground that the cause of action is barred by previous judgment in the divorce proceedings before the Nevada court, wherein respondent had acknowledged that he and petitioner had no community property as of June 11, 1982. The court below, presiding Judge Romillo, denied the MTD in the mentioned case on the ground that the property involved is located in the Philippines, so that the divorce decree has no bearing in the case. The denial is now the subject of this certiorari proceeding. Issue: what is the effect of the foreign divorce on the parties and their alleged conjugal property in the Philippines? Ruling: petition is granted, and respondent judge is hereby ordered to dismiss the complaint. For the resolution of this case, it is not necessary to determine whether the property relations between Alice and Richard, after their marriage, were upon absolute or relative community property, upon complete separation of property, or upon any other regime. The pivotal fact in this case is the Nevada divorce of the parties. The Nevada District Court, which decreed the divorce, had obtained jurisdiction over petitioner who appeared in person before the court during the trial of the case. It also obtained jurisdiction over private respondent who authorized his attorneys in the divorce case to agree to the divorce on the ground of incompatibility, in the understanding that there were neither community property nor community obligations. As explicitly stated in the power of attorney he executed in favor of the law firm of Karp & Grad Ltd. to represent him in the divorce proceedings. You are hereby authorized to accept service of summons, to file an answer, appear on my behalf and do all things necessary and proper to represent me, without further contesting. Subject to the following: 1. That my spouse seeks a divorce on the ground of incompatibility. 2. That there is no community of property to be adjudicated by the court. 3. That there are no community obligations to be adjudicated by the court. There can be no question as to the validity of that Nevada divorce in any of the states of the United States. The decree is binding on private respondent as an American citizen. What he is contending in this case is that the divorce is not valid and binding in this jurisdiction, the same being contrary to local law and public policy. It is true that owing to the nationality principle embodied in Article 15 of the Civil Code, only Philippine nationals are covered by the policy against absolute divorces, the same being considered contrary to our concept of public police and morality. However, aliens may obtain divorces abroad, which may be recognized in the Philippines, provided they are valid according to their national law. In this case, the divorce in Nevada released private respondent from the marriage from the standards of American law, under which divorce dissolves the marriage. Thus, pursuant to his national law, private respondent is no longer the husband of petitioner. He would have no standing to sue in the case below as petitioner's husband entitled to exercise control over conjugal assets, as he is bound by the decision of his own country's court, which validly exercised jurisdiction over him, and whose decision he does not repudiate. He is estopped by his own representation before said court from asserting his right over the alleged conjugal property.